Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2015 Asean Australian Games, the event sponsored by Money Online and Rokart, who need no introduction. Special thanks to them for the constant support to the esports scene and how they are helping it grow. Also sponsoring the event today, if you're looking to get fed before the game, Papa Rich is a restaurant which serves a large range of Malaysian food and beverages. They can now be found throughout Australia with multiple stores in Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra, and South Australia. For men of potions with some real kick, 100 Plus is an isotonic sports drink by F&N that is extremely popular in the ASEAN regions. It's recently been introduced to Australia with growing popularity in the last few years. And also for the best cosplay on the Rift, AvCon, Adelaide's premier anime and video games convention, held annually and covers a wide variety of games. Also for the MVP awards, presented by us, GameStar, also doing the coverage here. We've got semis, 10 RP for the semi-final MVP, and for the grand finals, $20 RP going through to them. Right now, we're jumping straight into the semi-finalists for the
Sorry, man, we're killing it as well.
So just going through there, a little bit of technical difficulties on that side there. We also going through, got that Shyvana now, or going back straight into that champ select. We've got that Maokai, Shyvana, Thresh has been picked up on through there. These champions, of course, are very staple picks there, but the more uncommon picks that we seem to have come on through is that Shyvana and the Vayne. How are they rolling at the moment in the current meta there?
Yeah, Shyvana probably going to be the sated jungler, which is going to be kind of hurting this team comp, but very smart choice there by the blue side, sorry, to pick winning lanes. I mean, we have Mundane Melon on that Tristana, we have the Alistair, who's a very strong lane, especially against something like a Vayne Thresh. So by picking winning lanes, the Shyvana has time to farm the State of Devourer, which is probably going to be the itemization, unless she goes for that Cinderhulk, sorry. So it'll be interesting to see what Massimo 100 does do on this champion to kind of utilize Shyvana's kit, but very strong and objective-based teams.
Yeah, I mean, looking across from what you said, that Rek'Sai usually just seems to be something that's always in competitive in competitive play. Just fantastic with those tunnels that he's able to dig on through, coming out from which and every angle out there on the rift as well. But what's the main focus for the purple side, or looking like that for the Lenny sorry, for Quiet Vacuum Pumps. Sorry, they're the red side going on through. Lenny Koalas are the blue side. What's the gameplay plan for QVP?
Yeah, QVP has a very team fight oriented comp as well, which is kind of interesting because both comps have team fight orientation. Sorry, we see FlexRain picking up that Rumble. Rumble, one of those extremely strong top laners, and really can apply a lot of zone control around that Dragon Pit and Baron Pit alike. With uh, that ultimate, sorry, on the Rumble is going to come down, and if it is placed correctly, it can really zone out a lot of the champions on the side of Lenny Koalas. But Q-Nectarine mid lane Aurelia is quite an interesting pickup against against Asean's mid lane little boy. So we'll see what they can do. But Q-Nectarine probably has the upper hand in this lane.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, looking on through there with Rumble, that equalizer that he has is such a game changer. It was recently nerfed in those patches where basically it's now got that much longer cooldown. Flex Reigns really needs to think about how he's going to use it. How do you think that's really going to affect the matchup, or in terms of the entire game? Because he's not using it as much anymore. He can't use it to clear waves as Rumbles like to use it once it really starts to get higher cooldown reduction in those higher levels.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Rumble's equalizer has in fact been nerfed, but it's just going to mean that FlexRain has to hold these equalizers and use them more effectively and efficiently because the cooldown, as you said, has been raised. The featured matchup I want to look at is this bot lane because Mundane Melon and Shubi on this Alistair Tristana verse, we on that Thresh, they have a very hard matchup. It's going to be an uphill battle against something like a Tristana, Alistair, who can really go in this lane where Vayne has an early lane slump. So we'll see what they do. But Shubi has in fact opted for the exhaust opposed to the ignite. So it may be not as high kill pressure of a lane as we're used to seeing.
Yeah, definitely go for a more passive look for those teams as well. I mean, as you mentioned, there is the upper hand going towards the side of Lenny Koala. But for Quiet Vacuum Pumps in that bottom lane, don't they sort of have an advantage too with that true damage that Vayne puts on through into Alistar, sort of negating his ultimate?
Yeah, as you mentioned, that true damage on the Silver Bolts does in fact help penetrate through that Unbreakable Will on the Alistair, but Vayne quite a short-ranged ADC, sorry, so it's going to be extremely easy for those combos to come through, and if she does overstep in this laning phase, a combo, maybe a flash pulverize is going to be very easy to get through here. And if Monday Melon on that Tristana can really proc that explosive shot into the buster shot, that's going to be a very dead Vayne very fast.
So which team is really looking to go for the late game here? You mentioned both of them are very sort of team fight centric, but is there one team in particular that has a ticking time bomb that goes once it gets to a certain point, that's it, they've sort of lost the game? Or is there another team that doesn't, or is it one of those things where it could go either way? We're talking these late game team fights where positioning chess is the big issue that they need to worry about.
It's actually a very interesting point you mentioned because both teams have benefits in the late game. Sorry, I mean Vayne, traditionally seen as one of the scaling ADCs, so much damage with correct positioning in the late game, but so is Tristana. So it's really interesting. They have the Azir, who's also a late game time bomb. They have Shyvana, who does so much damage and gets so tanky into the late game. So both teams are going to be able to deal and be able to go up against each other in the late game. No team outscales the other. But the reason that I give the upper hand to the red side, sorry, in this game is because they do have the Azir and the Tristana really push down these turrets. So I'm going to see them early grip around these turrets, and we'll see what they can do to kind of push forward in this early game lead they do have.
So Lenny and Koala have that advantage purely because of that pure sieging potential that they have, as well as the fact that they have that really nice meaty front line, the Maokai, the Shyvana, the Unchained Alistar. It'd be interesting to see how the fights sort of break out from there. But as we mentioned, there is an Aurelia that's going to be a very interesting matchup between these two teams. How is Quiet Vacuum Pump's going to use that Aurelia to their advantage?
Yeah, very interesting as you mentioned, Aurelia mid, something we haven't seen very often. I mean, we've seen Faker pull it out in Korea, but Aurelia against Azir, it's going to be interesting to see if Azir can in fact push Aurelia out of this lane.
Yeah, looking on through now, we've finally made our ways onto the Rift. The teams are rushing on there into a pause. It would not be basically one of these online LAN tournaments without a pause. They do have some of the best things coming on through. The players need to sort of organize their key bunnies, make sure everything's correct. That's why we have this. Sometimes someone goes through, oh, I've missed this one thing. Let me get that fixed up. So moving across, they're sort of setting up a line of scrimmage across there. No real invades wanting to happen by both teams, but they do have very strong invade champions. Alistair's pretty good in his own right if he manages to get a flash pulverize, and Thresh as well seems to be very... Thresh is just one of the known invade champions under Blitz, or second to Blitz. Why don't you think they would want to opt for the invade at the moment, seeing as they seem to be spreading themselves out?
Yeah, the invade, as you mentioned, is very obviously a potential on both teams. As you mentioned, Thresh either starting Flay, getting a 4-5-man Flay at the start of their fight can really be a game changer in these level ones, but a hook can also kind of dictate these invades. But as you mentioned, if they walk into a bush and Alistair gets a good headbutt just a pulverize, then it can really, really decimate these fights. So they might both opt just for a standard fan. Both teams are going to put their defensive wards down, and Maokai starting his saplings, obviously going to start a camp, most likely race.
As you mentioned, that sapling's very good. He sort of like throws them down onto the camps and just let them stack up. Instant blow up, instant goal for him, which is great. And he's going to go into a lane. How does Maokai Rumble lane traditionally match up go with that situation? Will Maokai have a really big advantage because he will do that level 1 camp? Or will Rumble traditionally be that lane bully that we know him to be?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully, Flex Rain does know how to double jungle with his jungler Chinny G here, because quite a high sustain jungler, but look, what we're seeing right now is Flex Rain not looking to double jungle, which is quite interesting because usually you want to match that level 2, and if Maokai does get the level advantage, it's really going to help him in this lane and get more pots. Yeah, to kind of sustain this lane out, sorry.
Yeah, well, like those early saplings going out, sort of worried about an invade there, as you can see. They seem to be staving off the Aurelia from really doing anything at the moment. With the Aurelia matchup, does she start a camp? She's also capable of doing it, although she hasn't picked up that teleport, which probably suggests she won't do it.
Yeah, Aurelia starting Flask as well, kind of a slow camp start, and actually contrary to what I said, Starfruit Teat on this Maokai is not even going to start a camp, so both laners is going to be even in terms of both starting level 1, and I have to give this lane advantage to Rumble on Flex Rain because Rumble one of those lane bullies.
Well, there we go. Rumble's going to be going on through to win the lane there as well. Going on through with the teams that we have. In the top lane, we have Starfruit T, Massimo 100 in the jungle, M5 Little Boy in mid lane, Mundane Melon as ADC, and Shubi for the Lenny Koalas. Going on through for the quiet vacuum pumps we have.
Yeah, we have Flex Rain on the top side, playing that Rumble, Chinny G on Rek'Sai, Connectorine playing that mid lane Aurelia, YG on that Vayne, and to finish the team off, we have Alpha Nikado on that Thresh.
And as the teams go into the fight, there seems to be a little bit of early chunking happening on the side of the mid lane there. Cute Nectarine jumping onto Mammoth. They're just hitting themselves through, but that damage from the poke that comes on through from Little Boy just seems to be too powerful for Cute Nectarine. How will he handle it?
Yeah, Connectorine does have that Flask and 3 pots, so he does have a sustained advantage, but as you just saw, actually all in going in bot lane.
Shubi's going on through with the pulverize. Ouija's in trouble. There seems to be that explosive bomb on there. Alfnick throws out his death sentence, but it doesn't land, and they're just going to go back to their normal little laning phase there. A little bit of an engage between the teams. Something might have happened. Nothing popped on through for them.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning there, how volatile the bot lane is with an Alistair, and YG on that Vayne. Too short range to really do much, but Chinny G and Mishama actually find themselves in the mid lane.
There we go. He manages to get the knock up onto MF Little Boy. There goes Cute Nectarine. The damage going down. Ignite. First blood for Aurelia. Then Massimo's coming on through. He's trying to get Cute Nectarine. Does the return kill. But that first blood going on through to quiet vacuum pumps. A good advantage to have, especially for Aurelia, who's known to snowball.
Yeah, Aurelia snowballing that lane already at such an early time in the laning phase, and Chinny G doing a very good job here, pushing the lane in so that Wave doesn't get frozen, and Mushroom actually might go down here.
Wow, look at the damage is coming on through there. He's almost got it. Will he get the Prey Seeker to finish him off there? No, he's just going to let the minions style all over him. Fantastic job by Chinny G getting a real quick early lead for Quiet Vacuum Pump. Starfruit Tree now in trouble too. He's copping a lot of damage from that Flame Spitter. Rumble really showing through, your prediction coming true in that situation. He's a really true lane bully. And as we can see in the bottom lane as well, as you mentioned, there's going to be a very hard lane for Vayne and Thresh to deal with, and they have them pushing up as well with that explosive shot coming on through from Tristana, just really pushing the lane and making it hard for her to get through as the blue buff gets stolen.
Yeah, Blue Buff does get counter jungled, and very smart game sense there by Chenny G to actually stay and wait around. He had a top laner Flex Rain to help him there, and he saw that Simo, on that Shyvana hadn't got the blue yet, and whilst he was dead, walked in there and stole it. So 3 buffed onto him, and it's going to be won't hurt as much as any other blue buff reliant jungler, but still a win in itself.
Yeah, 700 gold up now for Quiet Vacuum Pumps. As they go through, he tries to get that headbutt pulverized onto Ouija, but he just manages to walk away. Starfruit T seems to be in a bit of trouble. That Flame Spitter doing some real work there as well. What's the next step for these teams? What are they going to look for in particular? There goes Cute Nectarine as well. Chenny G's jumping onto the Little Boy. They found each other. The true damage is ridiculous, and this is not a good game for Little Boy. He falls again. Cute Nectarine picking up another kill. We thought the advantage was going to go to Azir early because he had that hope, but again, she's just getting on through. Fantastic game sense by Chenny G and by Cute Nectarine.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Chenny G knowing which lanes to actually punish, and obviously Little Boy being on Azir, having that flash down and being so overextended with that wave clear. If he gets snowball Cute Nectarine on the Zarellia, it's going to be a very short game because he's already 2-1 up, and he's going to snowball harder and harder when he gets to Trinity Force Sheen.
And it's forcing Shyvana to go into the mid lane as well. Does that slow down her need to get that Seder Devourer, or does it actually speed it up? How does she favor her in this situation, or does she want to be doing those camps?
Well, if
there's a headbutt pulverizer in the bottom lane. Widgie is in trouble as well, but there's the Devson that's landed onto him. He manages to get knocked back with the Condemn, but he manages to get back into the lane. Nice little trade across the board. The ADCs are the ones going low, not the supports.
Yeah, both ADCs are being taken down fairly chunky, And in the bot lane, as I mentioned, very volatile matchup, and it's being showing throughout this lane. But Monday Melon having a 10 farm differential thus far. Lane is pushing in towards Ouija, so it might be evened out here, but still very advantageous lane so far for Mundane Melon. But as you're mentioning before, that fight did break out. Shyvana covering this mid lane isn't that unbeneficial for her because she does get the free XP and farm from that mid lane, so she may be able to get the status barrier earlier, but
Starfruit is in trouble though in the top lane there. That seems to be the equalizer going on down. There's a chase happening on through. Will he land it? He manages to get away. Sorry to cut you off there. Almost very exciting situation there. It was almost a first blood there for the top lane.
Yeah, and we see here, Nectarine doing a very smart play here by trying to freeze the lane on his side of the mid lane, so that if Chenny G does decide to come mid on that pink top side, it'll be a very free gank because he would have to overextend 4 farms. So a very smart play there by Nectarine, and has a lot of game sense to be able to do that.
Excellent wave control from the mid laner Cute Nectarine, really pushing that advantage that she's picked up early thanks to Chenny G. They seem to have turned their attention towards that dragon there. Would this be a bit too early for them to go for it, or they're just warding up at the situation, getting prepared for it?
I mean, they could very well go for this dragon if they did make a play on the bot side of the map, but with a bot lane that is already losing lane, it's very difficult to actually go for that. Monday Melon actually might go on, but he actually returns a lot of damage into Alpha Nikado.
Yeah, he's going to go through. There's the jump, but instantly knocked away by Ouija there in that situation. And that was a lot of damage coming on through by Mundane Melon. But now they've managed to pick up again onto it. There goes the Emperor's Divide pushing him into the tower, but the damage is not enough. Excellent taking by Chenny G. He picks it up with the praise he at the very end, going, I've given you enough kills, let me have something as well. Flex Rain's now also just showing his bullying at the moment. He seems to be roughly 10 CS ahead. There's just a lot of action happening around the rift.
Yeah, Ouija might be in danger here in the bot lane by himself and no support in sight. He may very well get dove here, but the Condemn does come through, so he's going to soak some XP here, try to get farm where he can get it, but Mundane Melon really controlling this lane thus far.
Yeah, they got a lot of control in that situation. Asimo trying to jump onto Cute Nectarine, but she's just going to hit her there with the Equilibrium Strike. No nonsense coming on through there. Flex Drain as well, just showing his dominance in the map as well. But Starfruit T's got to see a little bit of damage coming on through. How does Maokai scale well in that situation?
Well, Maokai scaling can do very well against something like a Vayne, very short range, and if he can get this damage through, what he's going for, obviously with the double Doran's Ring, it will be extremely beneficial. As I mentioned that though, Mundane Melon walking towards the blue, trying to counter with Chenny G.
Yeah, they seem to be moving across the map there at the moment, but not really much they can sort of do there. They might get pincered by the red lane. They seem to have caught him out. He's going for it there. He goes flash into the dig, knock up, pushing him away. Mundane Melon gets knocked away by the Condemned. Chenny G still on the chase. Shubi's getting along. There's the teleport coming on through from the Rumble. Drops the equalizer and forcing him out of the lane. That opens up the dragon.
Yeah, the dragon is open in fact, and Flex Rain and Team are here and in position, so there's going to be no congestion. We see Massimo on the wrong side of the map, and Flex rain, no fight can happen, so he just backs away and tries to negate as much damage in the top lane as Starfruit tries to push it in right now.
Nice 9-minute dragon there for Quiet Vacuum Pumps as well. Cute Nectarine trying to keep his thing like he jumps onto Massimo. Doesn't seem to expect the damage coming on through there. There's Little Boy jumping as well. Flash by Cute Nectarine to get away and seems to be overstepping his bounds a little bit, thinking, you know what, I could probably fight them. No, you cannot at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously feeling very, very strong here. Has the Phage and the Sheen, which is so much damage on that Aurelia, but 2v1, that's quite an ambitious thought there, and this blue actually going to be taken away by Massimo, not given away to Azir because he has been camped out so hard at this point in the game, and Starfruit T actually might get this blue. Actually, no, as I say that, I was wrong. Little Boy is going to walk over and get this, but and might actually put another target marker on his head, and he may get ganked again because although his flash is up, Kenny G has done very, very well thus far to, you know, kind of hold down this Azir in the mid game, in the early game.
Yeah, he will be a monster, as you mentioned. Like, there goes Cute Nectarine jumping on, and he pops his ultimate as well. There goes Emperor's Divide onto Cute Nectarine. He's just going to jump away using one of those minions with his little Q jump. And after that, looks like that they're going to just do a little nice trade coming on through. Cute Nectarine going really low. The poke from those Sand Soldiers are just huge by Little Boy. Is he still going to try and hang around here? One gank from Shyvana, but Shyvana's on the other side of the map. He's absolutely fine.
Energy actually might go for a dive here. He's sitting around race and he can tank this up for quite a while. He already has that farm. He's into any, as I say that, they go in.
Yeah, the instant flash by Little Boy. He's able to get away, but Cute Nectarine jumps in anyway, gives a donated free kill to Little Boy. He says, thank you very much, I really needed that. Chenny G thinking the same, but then in the bot lane, Juby jumps and gets a 2-man pulverize. There's the knock away by Mundane Melon. Now he's trying to get on through onto that. He mentioned for some damage onto Alpha Nikado, but they're just going to back away in this situation. Back in the top lane, the wet noodles are smacking away at each other.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see if Starfruit goes for that Rod of Ages or does go for that, goes for the Righteous Glory, for more engage-centric. But yeah, interesting, because he is actually even in farm at this point, or down almost 10 CS, but it will get evened out once this wave does end up dying to the tower. Actually down 10 farm exactly, to Flex Rain. So Flex Rain really utilizing this damage advantage in this lane, and Chenny G just going to farm away the jungle camps at this point, but very, very strong early game thus far by the team of Quiet Vacuum Pumps.
Yeah, Quiet Vacuum Pumps are really doing a good job making sure they're moving around the map and having that really good control, essentially, especially in the mid lane. Although Cute Nectarine probably just thought, hey, you know what, I might be able to pick up another kill there, and giving a little bit away. Roughly about a 1.4 gold lead they've managed to go here, but Massimo's jumped onto Flex Rain. He's not really going to do too much there, doesn't want to dive the turret against the Rumble. With that equalizer still up.
The thing I'm worried about though is that Massimo going for that Seder Devour build, so much damage, but only if you can actually get the auto takes across. But Cute Nectarine actually might get a bit of back and forth damage here. Just gonna get poked down actually. So gonna farm this wave away very nicely, and Alpha Nico might be out of position here. Shubi walks towards it, doesn't want to pursue it anymore. Chenny G gets pinged out in the red side jungle of Lenny Koalas, and he might get caught out here, but does have that tunnel. And actually, Little Boy whiffs the ultimate there, but walks away very safely.
Yeah, that Emperor's Divide coming on through there. Chinny Boy is just going to say, no worries, buddy, you can use that ultimate all we need. That means I'm going to put that target back on your head and go straight for you there as well. Cute Nectarine happy that's going to be down heading into the lane. Chinny Boy's still hanging around in the jungle there. Is it because he feels strong? Is it because he knows he's good? But Monday Melon gets landed with a death sentence, and he puts through a lot of good trades coming on through by Ouija there, but getting that 3 proc off straight away and getting a free trade in that situation. But there they go in the top lane. Flex Rain's jumping on, Starkeeper's jumping onto Flex Rain. He knows he seems to have that that silence at the moment. He's doing a lot of damage. There goes the flash equalizer as well. Starfruit trees on top. He flashes out of there as well. Jumps into it, and Flex Rain comes out on top, very close by the 2 Goliaths in the top lane.
Chenny G actually might go for a dive, but he does know the Shyvana is in fact there. But still,
wow!
The jump!
Fantastic going through Monday falls as well. There goes Massimo. He jumps into it onto Ouija. He's going to try and jump away as well. Nice knock up by Chenny G to save the rest of the team, but Massimo's not going to have anything. He flashes into that. He flashes away as well. Now it's Chenny G and Snoopy versus Alpha Nikado. It seems to be a fight there. There goes the exhaust down to Chenny G. He drinks away. Fantastic flash pulverized. Through on through by Shubi. Ouija's still there. He's going to lead him straight into Bane, and Ouija's going to fall to the outside. Shubi is now in trouble, but there is Little Boy to pick up the kill onto Chenny. A little bit too deep by the Quiet Vacuum Pumps, giving away some free kills.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Alpha Nikado was doing there. He just sat back and let Chenny G try to 1v2 at that point, and Blaze could have actually made the difference there, but unfortunately, or fortunately, whoever you're supporting, Lenny Koalas do come out on top. But as I was mentioning, although Massimo is going for that Sated Devourer build, will he get kited by Ouija? I guess we'll only find out soon in the mid to late game, but Sated Devourer does in fact fall off in the late game, so we'll see what she can do on the Shyvana to really impact the mid game, but Kenny might go on a Massimo.
Yeah, he seems to have found him there. He's going to go for it now. He uses his hit and style. He jumps onto that damage that he has is ridiculous. Burst right on through by Q Nectarine. Wow, he has a lot of damage at the moment. That Triforce has been finished. That big power spike for Aurelia. How big is he going to get as this game goes on?
Well, that was very fortunate of him. He actually crit there with 10% crit chance. He crit him under the turret and got the kill across. So very fortunate there, but he is scaling up in Aurelia. You don't want to see a Fed Aurelia because she only scales harder and harder to the mid to the late game. But one interesting thing you have to mention is Ouija is actually maxing Q, the tumble on the Vayne, opposed to the W, which is kind of counterintuitive, especially against the Alistar.
Maybe he feels, he needs to have that Q on cooldown so he's able to jump away as soon as possible. There you go, they jump with the little boy with that little bit of damage. He seems to be in trouble. Emperor's Divide pushes them into the tower, but it's too late. He falls. Chenny G becoming a tanky monster at the moment, just shrugging off those tower shots like nothing matters in that situation. He's going to be one fed little type, and then they jump onto the Vayne. He just instantly condemns him away. Not much is going to happen there, and Flex Range really in front now, 20 CS ahead. But the second dragon is now seems to be going to the side of Quiet Vacuum Pumps. Really good control throughout the entire game, and Ouija gets pushed into that turret. Here you go, help us out a little bit. We need that true damage there, Vayne.
Yeah, Chenny G actually being a very, very good team player at this point, does opt for that Sidestone, and Sidestone is actually in the itemization of a Rek'Sai, but Shyvana on the other side, Massimo 100, isn't opting for that Sidestone. This is going to be a lack of vision, for the side of Lee, Lenny, Koalas, but we'll see what they can do to kind of utilize this vision deficit that Lee, Lenny, and Koalas do in fact have.
Yeah, Chenny G seems to be a monster at the moment. 4-1-2 for his team. He's been involved in 6 of the 8 kills. That's roughly about an 80% kill participation from him alone. So he just seems to be making everything happen around the team, or everything for Quiet Vacuum Pumps at the moment. As we can see, that mid turret has fallen. What does that mean now for blue side, and what does that mean also for red side?
Well, everyone knows that if you open up the mid turret, it really opens up the map, and once the mid turret is in fact taken, the red and blue side jungle of the blue team is going to be open to warding. And actually, I said that Shooting Ring goes into Little Boy, a little back and forth damage, and does really show dominance in this lane. And looking towards his itemization, has a Hex Drinker, which is going to be very strong against both Maokai and Little Boy on this Azir and Maokai.
How's that going to go there up against the Tristana? Is it something that he doesn't need to worry about just yet? Will he add monster armor later? Or will he just basically be one of the situations, I'm going to maximize my magic resistance and just blow up Tristana. I don't have to worry about her damage. What do you think he'll go for?
Well, it's going to be very interesting because Chenny G and Q83, assuming they do go together, they will go into the back line together and stun up this Tristana. She has maxed the Equilibrium Strike after that W, the Hilton style on Aurelia, so that's going to be 2.5 seconds, and it's going to really hurt. Mundane Melon, nearly finishing up that Infinity Edge, so he's going to head towards his mid-lane, mid-game, slump that Tristana is known for, and we'll see what they can do to kind of counteract that, because usually you see something like a Static Shiv, an early Avarice to kind of vamp and make it go faster, but so far she's been held down in this lane, and only a 20 farm difference in this bot lane,
Yeah, as you mentioned there, she's about to pick up that Infinity Edge. What prompts the Tristanis to go for the Avarice Blade? Why wasn't he decided to go for it this time? Was it because he felt he was ahead early that he didn't go for the Avarice Blade, or is it when they're behind they like to go for it?
It's interesting because usually you go Avarice Blade over something like a Cloak of Agility, because Cloak of Agility, a very weak item on its own, gives potential crit damage. And actually I said it, Starfruit going very low in the top lane. Flex Range showing his dominance, and as I said, Chenny G looking towards the top lane. There will be a pink that might spot him out in that top rush, but top lane, very susceptible to being taken right now.
Yeah, he's very, very low at the moment. Chenny G is making his way there. There goes the Equalizer down onto him. He goes really low. He decides to jump in onto Flex Range, stop the assist going on through to Chenny G, stop him from padding his stats as well. Fantastic play by the red side as well. They're going to pick up that tower as well, and there's no need to worry about the dragon being up. There's no other objective to take down there.
Yeah, Chenny G really dictating the pace of this game so far. I mean, he's made plays left and right, and Q3 feeling very confident, invading the Shyvana, trying to stop that state of the Barrow, but I said it should be goes in on Ouija.
Ouija's in trouble there. He seems to be pushed away. There goes the exhaust down onto him as well. The damage has been put onto exhaust on Monday Melon, but he gets condemned into the wall. Flex Rain, nice teleport on through. As this is happening in the mid lane, Little Boy gets caught up by Jenny G. He knocks him away with the Emperor's Divide. He's following on through again. Cute Nectarine takes the next kill as well. Massimo is not doing done. He digs away in that situation, and looks like Massimo doesn't want to have any bar, but he goes, no point in trying to catch them in that situation. Another easy 2-kill pickup for the team there. They thought they had the advantage, but Flex Rain's in trouble. Massimo has found him. The damage with that Seder Devour coming on through there hasn't been finished up, not just yet, but he does have that build World of Glass, just doing so much damage. And now Ouija's taking down the bottom infrastructure of the Koalas, or Lenny Koalas as well there. Quiet Vacuum Pump's really ahead now. We're looking at roughly about a 6k gold lead before the 20-minute mark. Now that means Baron is live as well, but there goes the ultimate into the, pulverized into there, but he manages to take away the lantern. Nice and easy. Ultimate has been blown by Shyvana. Time for her to recharge that back up.
Yeah, that was just play after play by the side of Quiet Vacuum Pumps, and this is beautifully played, apart from that slight misstep there by Flex Rain getting killed by Shyvana, but very strong teleport play by Flex Rain to see the map awareness to go bot lane, and also Chinny G just making play after play in this mid lane, really utilizing the mobility that Little Boy does lack on this Azir, and it's really hurting him right now. 2-5 and down 40 CS in this mid lane.
20 minutes in, the first tower has fallen for the red side, giving a much needed gold boost for Lenny Koalas. Quiet Vacuum Pump just so far ahead at the moment. What does Lenny Koalas need to do to get themselves back in this game?
Well, as I mentioned, Tristana does have a mid-game slump, but once she gets past that 3-item spike, she really does get rolling. But Mundane Melon and team really need to kind of hold out and not lose too many objectives. Mishima actually might go in now. Yeah, look at the damage coming on through from Cute Nectarine. Wow, he flashes over the wall and gets instantly hit by that Equilibrium Strike as it happens and falls down to Cute Nectarine. She's a monster as well. 5-2-2 at the moment as Monday Melon gets condemned away. He was trying to pick up that particular, but there he goes. Uji jumps onto him as well. A lot of damage happening there, but that particular stun is so big there. There goes the explosion. Boom, Winji goes down. Not too much. Chenny G wants to pick up as well. There's Star T-Fruit also teleporting on in that situation. In the mid lane, Q Nectarine gets pushed into the tower, and a Little Boy using those Sand Soldiers to avoid him in the situation. A lot of poke coming through. There's the equalizer by Flex Rain as well, falling on through. A lot of damage by that Flame Shooter. He just instantly gets the lead at the moment the flames enter him. A little bit of fried chicken going to the side of Cute Vacuum Pump there, and as his tower falls as well, a bit of extra gold coming their way. Yeah, and one thing I have to mention is that Quiet Vacuum Pumps are really showing traits of the team that's played together quite a bit, because they're all helping each other, they're all playing around their summoner styles, and actually Starfruit might go down here, but Massimo is actually here to help. Yeah, wow, a lot of damage coming on through. Cute Nectarine still manages to pick a lot there as well. That's a lot of damage coming on through. Massimo's trying to jumping as well. There is the lantern for him. He needs to take it, but he's like, no worries, mate. I've got this. Let me take him on through. From half HP to a full HP Shyvana, he takes him out. That was with the ultimate as well. And they're thinking, no worries, let's get this tower now. Monday Melon wants to defend, but Chenny G is stopping him from doing that there. He's jumping in. He unburrows, trying to stop him there. There's the Pulverize, knocking Chenny G headbutt away into the team. Is that lantern going to save him? Yes, it does. A lot of lanterns by Alpha Mikado just saving Quiet Vacuum Pumps, and Ouija this whole time, he thinks, no worries, guys, I'll get the dragon. I don't need you, Rek'Sai. I've got this. Yeah, and that's 3 dragons that are, being very well taken by Quiet Vacuum Pumps, really prioritizing, their objectives. And as you can see, the way that Quiet Vacuum Pumps is playing is really counteracting the state of Shyvana, because 23 minutes is the mark, and she still hasn't acquired her sated Devourer. So very, very well played here by Chenny G and team thus far. But see what she can do once she does get that sated Devourer, and Tristana does get that static shift that she's looking towards. And it's not helping at the moment that every other lane is also so far behind that now they're starting to sap into her jungle camps. That's really slowing it down for her as well. But looking on through the state of the game, 8k gold up roughly for her. Quiet Vacuum Pumps, 3 dragons up. That's becoming a real big win condition for them at the moment. This game needs to slow down, because as you mentioned, both of them would like to go towards the late game. But with this gold deficit, is it even possible for there to be a late game? Well, I don't think the team that, I don't think Quiet Vacuum Pumps are worried about late game right now. As I said, Kunig's going to go in 1v3 so far, but gets
he flashes over the wall though. He let his little boy in trouble, but he's still going in line. That flame spitter picks him up by Flex Rain. There is Maokai in the middle of it all, but he falls before getting a chance to pop his ultimate. Monday Melon has to hop away. Double kill for Chenny G. He's just so big at the moment. And Cute Nectarine picking up a nice essential play there, really catching out the team in that situation. They're going for the Baron.
Baron is in fact the correct call. There's no contention here. Only Monday Melon and Shuby to come in, and if Shuby or Monday Melon do come in, Kunigrin can just equilibrium them. So very safe play and very calculated, and really playing the objective game as I mentioned. So very strong play here across the board by Vacuum Pumps. They're really moving from one objective to another.
Yeah, they're just really, as you mentioned before, dictating the pace of the game. Objective control is what they're after, even though they've got the kills. 7-19, this is a pretty bloody game for challengers on that mark as well. 3 dragons, 1 Baron, 19 kills, and roughly close to 11k gold now. And Vayne with a Baron buff. She's got her Shiv, she's got her Blade of the Ruined King. She's at that point, she doesn't really need armor penetration. Or does she? How do you feel about Vayne with armor penetration? You like it, Poon, don't you? You like the Vayne.
Yeah, I really like the Vayne with armor penetration. I mean, she already has that static Shiv. Gonna add some magic damage on that, on the Shiv, obviously. And she already has the innate armor penetration on that W. So, gonna really melt through the Mundane Melon, Shuby, and team because armor penetration works on anything because you're gonna be doing true damage at this point. And as I said, Kunik the Range is really running around the jungle rampant and stopping Mishimo trying to stack up the state of the Barra. But 1v2 with Kunik the Range and Mundane Melon is gonna be very hard.
Yeah, he seems to be in a lot of trouble there. That the bomb is getting stuck up. It blows up, not doing too much damage there. He's going on through. There is Rek'Sai. He uses his Void Tunnel to get on through. Flash into the knockup, puts them both away. A lot of damage coming through from Morelia's ultimate. They're just pushing on through. Mundane Melon's in trouble as that Flash coming on through by Vayne, picks him up, knocks him down into the wall. Cute Nectarine jumps straight under Massimo, takes him out after a few turrets. Shuby's not doing too well there as well. That Unbreakable keeping him alive, but the Prey Seeker picks him up. Chenny G with a double kill coming on through now, and that is an easy tower for them to also take. Just got Flex Friends taking up the towers. Like, don't worry, guys have got this minion wave coming off the back of it as well. They're pushing on through. Can they get this inhibitor turret?
Most likely. I mean, they could very much just dive this and force it. Very interesting to see. Actually, they might go for the dive.
Yeah, as it pushes on through, the Emperor's Divide stops Chenny G from going away there. Flex Rain just so big at the moment, picks up Starfreak too, even with that ultimate negating the damage. He goes down and as well, and now that is a very easy inhibitor for Quiet Vacuum Pumps. Really snowballing the game at the moment, and this is a really important inhibitor they've taken there. Why is it so important?
Very important inhibitor to take, as you mentioned, because it's on the opposite side of the map. Of Baron, sorry. Having that pressure on the bot side of the map really forces the team to group towards that side of the map, meaning there's less pressure on that Baron. But while that was all happening, Alpha Carter on that Thresh was in fact taking the top lane turret and not grouped up with his team. So very interesting decision, but worked out in the end.
Alpha Nakano breaking the meta at the moment. Split push support. You should try it out sometime, guys. Don't listen to me. I'm play-by-play. Don't
not
listen
ranked,
to me.
Not in ranked.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
But yeah, as you mentioned, breaking meta and obviously working out in that case. But don't bring it on ranked, guys, because obviously people like the LP and flaming will in fact happen. But the next thing on the map they should be looking towards is the dragon in a minute, and that'll be dragon number 4. Gonna put that timer on the game, 6 more minutes after that dragon number 4, and it'll be 5th dragon, and that's almost a win condition in itself.
Cute Nectarine is just so menacing at the moment. He just happens to be walking around the blue buff, and he finds Massimo, and he's like, nope, I'm getting out of here. I'm using my dragon and flying away instantly before he get blown up by what the Aurelia has turned into. The red side sort of grouping up around that top side there. Do they want to push down the top side or do they want to push down the mid? What's the best option for them?
Well, top side is an option, but I would like to see Kunik the Ring in the top lane and then put the other people in the bot lane, sorry. Have a 1-4 and a 1 essentially in the bot lane because super minions are in fact there. It really pushes their team comp around, but dragon isn't 40 seconds, so they really need to look towards this dragon and prioritize that as an objective, sorry.
Yeah, when that dragon comes on through, that's the split, that's the extra pushing power for the team as well. Very important as well. But Flame Rex seems to be caught up by Massimo. The damage coming through him is huge. He drops his equalizer, but it's not enough. He uses the shield there as well. Is he going to fall? Massimo picks him up as well. The box zoning him away from the rest of the fight. He does have his ultimate available, and he's just getting out. Chenny G has found him. He uses his flash, but whiffs it. After that, he gets picked up by Q Nectar in the damage. Too much there in between mid-flight. There in that situation now, you have Chenny G jumping into the middle. Emperor's Divide pushing them into that tower, that death ray, shooting away, but Jenny G doesn't seem to mind. Shubi gets knocked up by Jenny G as well. Q Nectarine away there, falls on through as Alpha Nakano, picked up by Little Boy as well, but Q Nectarine trying to catch himself onto the exhaust, goes down onto him as well. He has to flash away. Now Jenny G jumps into the tower. He's going, no worries guys, this is fine, I'm going to take that. Q Nectarine walks back in. He figures naturally, no, you know what, this is a bad idea as well. Let me walk away. There is that ward just sort of showing them off. They're going to basically walk that off as well, but never mind that. Widgie is on the dragon. It's all good. Chenny makes his way there. Let me help you out, buddy. Seems to be a little bit of a good trade on the side for Lenny Koala there. What went wrong for Quiet Vacuum Pumps?
Oh yeah, sorry, as you mentioned, Lenny Koala actually getting the favorable trade in that situation, and Quiet Vacuum Pumps obviously overestimating how far ahead they are. I mean, they are far ahead nonetheless, but still really trying to force 1v4s, 1v3s aren't going to work in their favor. I mean, even with these 9 kills on the Aurelia, 9 kills on Chenny G going full tank, he's going to lack that damage. But Baron in a minute and a half, they have picked up that 4th dragon, so there is a timer on the game now. 6 minutes for that 5th dragon most likely, and if they can't force Lenny Koalas out of the base, you know, within the next 5 minutes, the dragon's definitely going to force them out.
And the annoying part of this is they really are looking for a team fight in this situation. They don't exactly have something that can really pick them out, short of the Tristana jumping in and sort of Buster shooting them back into the enemy team. That's something you definitely don't want Aurelia do. I'm not Aurelia, that's something you don't want Tristana doing. What's the biggest option for them? Is it really just wait for that mistake?
They have to kind of tunnel this, but they also have to kind of try and make picks with their team comp. They have Shubi on this Alistair, can make picks with a pulverized combo, but it seems like they're going to not contest this Baron whatsoever. There's no vision around there. They have the vision, the 2 blue wards there near the Baron pit, but looking towards this top lane, they might go for the turret, then back towards Baron buff. Chenny G has the sweeper, sorry, so very, very good vision by him, and Alpha Nakano doing a pairing there, but Baron in 40 seconds, and it's going to be a pretty big fight if one does break out.
Yeah, as you can see, they're just posturing around that Baron pit at the moment from the wards around there. And it seems that Lenny Koalas or Lenny Koalas have no idea. They don't want to just deal with that at the moment. They're just going, you guys can have that Baron. It's something that we can let go at the moment. We're just going to go straight for that leg game. But Shubi seems to be walking in there. There is the play. It misses, but never mind. Queen Necro jumps and flash over the wall. There's a lot of damage going on to him. The Unbreakable's been popped. There's the Lantern bringing him in, but a nice pulverize puts him into it. Aurelia is there as well, but Shubi is caught out and he's taken. Jenny G taken it as well. He's got like a moment. 10-1-7. And that's really important because now it's a 4v5 and that Baron just popped up.
Yeah, and that's one of the main vision people on the side of Lenny Koalas. The Kunix actually going to go Mashimo taking out the jungle of the enemy team and actually 1v1 very, very fast. And that's it for Baron, no match.
That damage was disgusting. I wasn't even going to do much. He was just like, no worries, let me just stun you. I'm going to take a little bit of damage, so that stun will go off. And after that, no worries, you are going to be taken out by my Equilibrium Stripe and my true damage as well. And now that they've picked up their second Baron for the side of them as well, they've really got all the pressure on the map now. The inhibitor has popped up for the Lenny Koalas, a little bit of breathing room as well. But that middle inhibitor is falling really fast, even with the Sandstorm in front of the map. Q Nectarine goes through, he gets pushed into the jungle. There goes Starstreak 2 trying to knock him and keep him zoned out. But Chenny G picks up. He's legendary at the moment as well. Mundine fell in trouble. Q Nectarine trying to pick him up as well. Yeah, he manages to do a lot of damage. There falls Star T-Fruit. There goes Q Nectarine picking up also. He's legendary as well, picking up the cow. And now there's just Serpent cracked the base. They've picked up that middle inhibitor. They've got Ouija as well. He's been taking out the top turret as well. They figured, no worries, guys. Let's not worry about these inhibitors. Let's go for the throat. We're taking it out. Massimo is trying to fight Nectarine again. He thought, hey, I'm going for round 2 as well. The tower's just falling left, right, and center. And that appears to be game. There's the box going down. There's not much they can do. They've been zoned out. Game goes to Quiet Vacuum Pumps.
Yeah, it's a very, very methodical game. And usually we associate methodical games with slow games and late games, and both teams picked for the late game with their champions, but that game was extremely fast. I mean, fast-paced action all over the map, a lot of kills as you mentioned for a challenger game, and it was beautifully played by the side of Quiet Vacuum Pumps to really bring it out there and get the win.
Quiet Vacuum Pump with a textbook finish there, you know, just going through slowly, peeling away the team. Fantastic game there. We're looking at for the MVP of this match. Who's your vote going to?
Well, most definitely I'm going to have to vote it for Chenny G. I mean, he applied so much pressure on the map from the get-go. Level 2 to your seats because we will be back in just a moment.